Eventually we want to spiritualize our life. But just by thinking, just by wishing, it doesn't become. We need to put effort. Who formed this law that the water, if let loose and thrown on the ground, it should go towards a lower direction? Water will find a way out to go the lowest. Who told water to do that? Why water doesn't go up? If in a SDB or condominium, if you have to take 2 buckets of water by steps, not by lift, please take it to 25th floor. How difficult it is. But from the 25th floor, can you please send this water ground? You just pour and it will go to the ground floor. Who made this law that water will come down? And it is so difficult to lift the water up. You give a name, law of gravitation, that's true, that's a different thing. But who made this nature? Who made this nature of the things to come down? These are called cosmic laws, not made by individuals. In the same way, God has made mind also the same. There is a writer in Bengali, he writes that to establish a Saturn, you require only little seclusion when nobody is looking at you. And the Saturn's world you can create in a moment. All your negativity, without any effort, you can be part of that. You can be practice that. You can throw yourself into ditch without much effort. That's how the instincts are formed. Sri Ramakrishna was asked this question. Every time you say God realization is the goal of life, then why God made our life so difficult? As Swamiji gave the shloka, Paranchikhani Vitrana Swayambhu. God has created the senses extrovert. Kaschit dhira. Rarely somebody. Pratyakatmanam ikshat. To see or to visualize or to realize that I am a soul, I am Atman. Avrita Chakshu. He closed the doors of all his senses. Very few, not everybody can do it. Then why he made us extrovert? All of us are born extroverts. Why he made so? This question was asked to Sri Ramakrishna, you can find in the Gospel. Sri Ramakrishna's always first answer will be, how can we know why God did that? We are ignorant human beings. Then he says, because God wants to churn out best version of you. That's why he gives these obstructions in your life. Mahat Purush Tairi Korben Bole, because he wants to make a great person out of you. Olympic is going on. Runners are running, wrestlers are fighting, players are playing to reach optimum excellence in terms of time, in terms of score, whatever. In that there is a hurdle race. So many hurdles in 100 meters or 200 meters. Why you create so many hurdles? So that the best person will win. Some will stumble, some will fall, most of them will fail, only one become first. To churn out a best person out of this group, hurdles are put. Sri Ramakrishna says, God wants to create a great person out of you. Boys and girls go to gym nowadays. Without any reason, keep on lifting 2 kilo, 3 kilo, 5 kilo, 10 kilo. Keep on doing that. Why? Now I want to make my muscles great. I used to say jokingly, just help your mother, poor lady who is cooking at home or washing their vessels. Help her go with her to the market and carry 5 kilo, 10 kilo vegetables and all that. No, that I cannot do. But in the gym, I will keep on doing like this. Idea is, our temple was consecrated in 1952, correct? How many years already? 48 that side and 24. 48 plus 24. Is there any change in the statue of Sri Ramakrishna? Statue is the same. What it was in 1952 and what is in 2024. The change came in the devotees who came and worshipped, prayed, meditated, did japa. Swami Vivekananda says, change is always subjective. There is no objective change. For comfort's sake, you need external change. Oh, it is very hot, switch on aircon. Oh, it is very stuffy, switch on the fan. This little you can do, but change has to come within. Change is never external, change is internal. Change is subjective, Swamiji says. Spiritualizing life is, I don't know there is English word for it, but subjectification if I want to say. Make it subjective, not objective. How to spiritualize the life? These ideas have been, since long few places, I tried to explain. A few days before, in one of my classes I take once in a month for the Thailand devotees, there I was discussing the same. Little unpleasant, one or two words to make our purpose clear. Do any one of us know in what time of day or what time of night we will die? Some dies in the evening, some dies in the early morning, some will die somewhere. We don't know. Do any one of us know where you will die? Most of us, there are two places. Most of us. Either in the hospital bed or in the bed of your own house. How many people will die in the temple? Hardly anybody. You go and sit in the temple and pray. It's good to go. We do it. Ante Narayana Smriti. Eventually, end of your day, end of your time, last moment of your life, you are supposed to remember God. But I am habituated to remember God only in the temple or the shrine of my house. So we are constrained by space, time, space allocation. Spiritual practice in one way is to make this constraint of location or a space to be completely obliterated. Wherever you are, irrespective of place, you should be able to remember God. You may die somewhere on the road, you may die somewhere in hospital, you may die somewhere in your bedroom, in your living room, anywhere. A simple small exercise means a small practice, just to understand a concept. Another constraint is a direction, correct? This is north, this is south, this is east, this is west. When you close your eyes, there is no direction. The ritual sake is okay. Dakshinamukhi, Uttaramukhi, Purvamukhi, Paschimukhi, you can do whatever is prescribed in your scriptures, you do it. Now I am looking at this direction, correct? How our mind is controlled by the sense of direction. I close my eyes and look this side. I am thinking I am looking this side, right? Straight doesn't remain. So we are limited by mainly two aspects are the space and time. We should be able to remember in the shrine, if you are very much devotedly concentrated, the same concentration should come anywhere, irrespective of the place. Wherever you are, People fall in the bathroom and die. That is not a shrine. So you should be able to remember God as much with a concentration as you do in the shrine, same way in the bathroom also, because you don't know where you will die. This is not imagination, this is practicality. Second is the time. I meditate morning 6 o'clock and evening 7 o'clock. Are you sure you are going to die either in the morning 6 o'clock or evening 7 o'clock? No. As the uncertainty about place, there is uncertainty about time. I give you two examples, as Swamiji was telling about the monks. I have seen two monks. Many monks could be there. Of course, I don't stay with them, so I don't know them. I stayed with two monks, senior monks, to whom we talk about spiritual life and all that also. One was once a sevak of Swami Vijnananandaji. I don't know whether Maharaj, you have seen Swami Amoghanandaji. Swami Amoghanandaji was from Karnataka, from Kuru. He stayed with us for a few months. So I wanted to observe. Very senior monk in company of direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. Believe me, I woke up in odd hours and peeped in his room and I failed. Night 2 o'clock, I saw he sitting in the bed and doing japa. Early morning 4 o'clock, I saw him doing japa. Afternoon 2 o'clock after lunch, I saw he sitting and doing japa. I was saying, it's so difficult for me to sit down for 1 hour and this many. Every time he is doing japa or meditation. Another Swami. We were in a Kumbh Mela kind of tent life. So I used to go to Maharaj, it is lunchtime, please come. Maharaj, it is breakfast time, please come. And wherever I go, he is sitting and closing his eyes and doing japa. Then I started seeing in odd hours, as I told. Every time without fail, I found him meditating. So to him I went and asked, how is it possible that all your waking hours, if you are not physically doing anything like ablution or anything, you are in your room or you are in your tent and you are meditating all the time? He gave me a beautiful answer. You can't do that? I try to do, but little morning, little evening, all the time I cannot. My mind is not prepared. This is the beginning of my life. He said, you cannot meditate, I cannot but meditate. I don't have anything, I do not know anything else to do. I just know this. And I am fragrant of my life. I want to spend my time as much as possible in the waking hours. In our Vedanta, there is a biggest statement given about spiritual life and spiritual practice. Asutte, till you go to bed, not even go to bed, till you go to sleep. Actually, none of us go to sleep, we fall in sleep. Do you decide exactly 10:10 I will sleep? No. You can go to bed at 10 o'clock. Your sleep is like this, anesthesia. Suddenly, you can't decide a time also when you want to sleep. So as I told, one is the space or the location and one is the time. I give another incident that Swami was with us, but in a very unfortunate circumstances, he passed away very young, very, very talented Swami. He was in Chicago practicing his architecture and engineering, left everything and came to India and joined the order. Extremely intelligent. He was with us. An incident happened. During Durga Puja or certain big festival where more than 100,000 people come to Velur Math. So before that we have a meeting. The General Secretary Maharaj will call for a meeting and every monk and brahmachari is given duties. I was fortunate to get duty of shoe keeping. So devotees will come. So I have to take your shoes in my hand and organize with volunteers. I was happy. Good. Devotees will say, Swami, how we can give our shoes in your hand? I said, that is my duty. You can't stop me from doing my duty. Give your shoes. Devotees will put their shoes on the counter. I take it and put it in the cupboard, give them a number. That was the old system we used to do. So, in 2017, I think, in 1987, before Durga Puja, this meeting was there. So we had a principal, many of you know him, who was here in Singapore, Swami Jai Devanandaji. Jai Devanandaji was our principal of our training center. He was he was a very original man, original thinking. He doesn't care for a formality. So he put a small notice on the notice board. Dear brothers, today Revered G.S. Maharaj is called for a meeting after prayer. So the time for japa and meditation which we spend after prayer, that time is shifted to 5 o'clock in the evening. Let us complete our japa, then we go for prayers and meeting. This is a very simple but very interesting tradition I have seen in the many senior monks. Maybe unfortunately I am not practicing that fully. Suppose his flight is at 6 o'clock, so he used to start from ashram at 3:30, for example, in the morning. Most of the senior Swamis' practice was his routine will not be broken. So he prepones his routine, wakes up at 2 o'clock, takes bath, do japa from 3 to 3:30, then 3:30 starts from the ashram. Many senior monks used to do that. Coming to the incident. So we all saw the notice, hey, today 5 o'clock japa. So this great Swami, see, more intellectual you are, more argumentative you are, and more, why? All this why comes. In Singapore when I came, I attended some courses because I was looking after boys home. In one of the course, the instructor told, don't start your sentence with W to the children. Why you did so? If he knew, he would not have done it. Don't ask any question with W. So, this Swami, highly intellectual, very educated, very efficient, and we were friends. So it is a friendly talk. It is not grumbling or complaining or something. So he came to me means we were all, before 5 o'clock I was in corridor. I said, what is this? Do you think we are all machines? Switch on the machine at 5 o'clock and mind will start doing japa? We go at 7 o'clock after prayer. And we are discussing, not that I was instructing something to you, we were discussing. I heard, but are you sure that you will die at 7 o'clock in the evening? Let us practice today. If I die at 5 o'clock also I should be able to do japa. So idea is, till the concept of time and space become irrelevant, it doesn't matter what time it is, I should be able to do spiritual practice. Because I do not know which time and which location my last call will come. I call it the final exit. We do not know. So spiritual practice is not only doing japa and meditation, which all of us do in our own way, but that attitude which simple words our forefathers, ancestors and gurus have told. Holy Mother was staying in a Nahabat. Those who have visited Dakshineshwar temple and can go and see where Mother used to stay. That room is probably worse than the jail cell, where it is difficult to straight your legs and sleep. It is so small, and it is another hectagonal. It is not even square room. And Holy Mother stayed there for years after years after years. There is a narration, there is an incident where the rich ladies of Calcutta used to come and looking at that Nahabat say, is this tiny room where our great mother stays? And that was in late 19th century. Women were not that free or were not that extrovert, so to say. Whatever she need to do outside the room, could be ablution, could be bath in Ganges, whatever, should be finished by 4 o'clock before anybody comes out. There is an incident, correct? Holy Mother woke up so early, dead of night, to take bath. Stepping down to Ganges to take bath. And lo and behold, her foot stepped on a crocodile. It is dark, no lights on the ghat also. She is a human being, doing the leela of a human being. She told to other women companion, what happened today? My foot went on crocodile. So, devotees are like that, you see. So I think it was Golapma or someone says, oh, is it so? That crocodile is blessed. And that's true. Crocodile could be blessed. What about me? The vehicle for Mother Ganga is crocodile. So probably it is something, though it's an incident only, that Mother is embodiment of purity, Pavitrata Swarupinyai, we pray. Who is more purer on this earth than the Mother Ganges? And the vehicle of Ganges is crocodile. And here the Pavitrata Swarupini puts her, makes that crocodile like a vehicle. So thing is, the space and time, our mind is controlled by many things. The many teachings in Vedanta, many teachings in the great people, you get an idea of meditation. In Yoga Sutra you will find meditating on any form, any human being who is great. Meditation on a light, effulgent light. But there could be meditation on time. If you are an atheist, never mind, you don't need to believe in God as a person, no problem. But you can meditate on time. What is 1 second? Anything for us? By the time I spoke that 1 second, few seconds have gone. So 1 second doesn't mean anything. Ask what is 1 second to that runner who came first in swimming or in running. Can you imagine 10.27 seconds? What is 0.27 seconds? 1 second is a big gap of time, not for you and me. For one who intensely practice. Those who do japa, intense japa, or you can do that practice, anything do intensely. Your time, what is the general time, every seconds, minutes, etc., you will see, you will feel that the time has become bigger. 1 second was like this earlier, now it is not. 1 second is a big gap of time. Intensely when you do it. How? This is imagination, correct? Do it intensely. I had an opportunity when I was in training center. This is how we work, human being. So I was asking a lot of questions. So one of another brahmachari in our own batch, little elder to me by age. So I used to ask him questions. Because all the time you cannot get senior Swamis to ask. So one day he told me, why you have so many questions? It's good to have questions. So why you have so many questions? That proves only one thing, that you have not read complete works of Swami Vivekananda fully. I said, that's true. I have read here and there little. And love, L-O-V-E, love and respect exploits you. Not spoils you, but exploits. How? Next day he told me, go and take the whole complete works from the library and till you finish, don't come and talk to me. How it is possible? We are studying together. No. And literally, even we sit side by side in the classroom, we never talk for 3 months. And it was my target that I must read the whole complete works in 3 to 4 months' time. And remember, 5 periods in the class, 45 minutes into 5. That much study already is there in the classroom. Then our duties, then sleep. And then you snatch time. What I did was, I must go faster. So I never wear wristwatch. So there was one wristwatch, so I kept. Believe me, say food time is 12:45, but now it is only 12:44. I can read one paragraph. So the 1 minute, which was nothing earlier, became so precious for me that 1 minute means something. And when you are so much intent, you must read. There is one Swami's, I'm just giving examples. That Swami wanted to read one book. What is called tenacity, tapasya. Earlier Swamis used to do tapasya, going to Himalayas and meditate. Great. Your and me, our life is not, I can't run away to Himalayas every time. No. So you have to be where you are, do tapasya in your own way. This is total fact, no story. That Swami woke up in the morning, after Mangalarati, sat on a chair, put 2 legs on his own bed, took that book. Ablution, toilet, all finished, early morning. Morning 5 o'clock to evening 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock. He didn't move from the chair and finished the big book. This tapasya, modern tapasya. He doesn't have jata, he doesn't have matted hairs, he doesn't stand on one leg. But look at this tapasya. Same chair, without moving for 12 to 15 hours and finish the book. You and me cannot do that much, maybe. Take a book which takes 1 hour, 2 hours time. Don't get disturbed, finish it. There is which I was telling in Gita Jayanti program, there is a word called Purascharana. What is Charana? Charana is a step. Pura means to complete. You decide, I will complete this much, and you complete it. That success gives you encouragement. A funny story I tell, I had just joined at that time, and somehow many things happen we don't observe. If you observe, you will find why it happens like this. Everything in my life started, new things, start giving lecture or start singing song or whatever. Everything started unknowingly on the birthday of Swami Ramakrishna for some reason. So there is a book by Swami Tapasyananji called Swami Ramakrishna, the Apostle of Sri Ramakrishna to the South. Like that, there is a title. Without telling anybody, after breakfast, I decided to read this book on one sitting. So it will take at least few hours time. And I closed the room from inside. Already 12 o'clock, 12:30, lunchtime. And I had just joined. So other Swamis are frightened. What happened to this boy? He's not opening the door. Everybody started knocking the door. Hey, what happened? Did anybody scold you? What you are doing inside? I said, I am perfectly safe and sound. I will not open the door till I finish this book. What this is? You eat food first, then you say, no, I will eat food little later. But when I finished at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, it took 5-6 hours for me to read maybe. But you finish, there is a sense of achievement. A small Puras Charana, I decided something and I completed it. That's what people do. The whole Gita chanting we shall do with the devotees did. People say, okay, today is day, I have time, I will do 10,000 japa or 10 mala I will do. When you finish it, you feel happy. That's called Puras Charana, to complete the step. Spiritualizing life, there is no other way than to be in contact with God. How? God is there something whom I go in contact? That's why our words are philosophical always. When you do not eat and spend time spiritually or religiously, it is called upavasa in Sanskrit. But people have translated that as, oh, today I am fasting. What is fasting? Fasting is non-eating. There are millions of poor people cannot eat. Are they fasting? No. Fasting for a purpose. Not eating for a purpose. What is the word in Sanskrit for fasting? Called upavasa. Upa means closer, nearer. Vasa means to stay. To stay closer to God is called upavasa. Even if little food is there in your stomach, doesn't matter actually. But good if you want to do, without eating anything. There is another very interesting concept. I personally don't believe that much in fasting. Occasionally, sometimes on special days, different thing. Because nowhere it is mentioned. Yuktahara Vihara is what is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. But this fasting or not eating, just see. After breakfast or you took tea at 10 o'clock, whatever little tea or biscuit you took, since morning when you came, you have not taken anything except water and little tea. How much productive your empty stomach is. Now take food. You start feel sleepy, little inertia, and next 2-3 hours you may not do much productive work. So we are more productive spiritually when stomach is empty. This is simple thing. There is no big deal about it. There is no big serious discussion about it. That's why you will find whether it was your marriage, whether it was your Yagnopavita Samskara, whether there was a Shraddha ceremony at home, whether there is a special puja in Ramakrishna mission, whether there is a spiritual retreat, everything is done when stomach is empty. When we took sannyasa, 36 hours, no food. Why? You should be alert at the time of sannyasa. Some people like me who cannot survive, so our President Maharaj will give a little. And we had a sannyasa from Swami Bhuteshananda. He was extremely intelligent but very funny. So we all go and tell Swamiji, we are going to fast for next 36 hours. Very good. But see that you are alert, the most alert during the time of sannyasa ceremony. To remain there, if you need to drink little water, drink it. If that is not enough, drink little candy, sugar candy water. If that also is not enough, take 1 or 2 pieces of fruits. Then he says, that doesn't mean you will go to dining hall and eat nicely. No. To remain alert is important when we do spiritual practice. But mostly it is when the stomach is empty. Again, having said that, we should be able to practice spirituality with full stomach also, because I may die after lunch. So spiritual practices, these are all in the scriptures, these are all my ideas. Always prepared. I give you one small example, then we go for lunch prasad. We had a great Swami called Swami Niswanandaji. Many of you must have seen him. Very, very funny, talented and great monk. Swami Niswanandaji was posted in Gujarat, Rajkot once upon a time. He went for a relief work. Ramakrishna mission is famous. Flood also Swamis go, drought also Swamis go, earthquake also Swamis go, and we serve people. So the Swami took hostel boys, young boys with him in a, I have seen that vehicle also. We used to call it FC van. What is FC? Actually the van was purchased by foreign contribution. That is called FC van. We give some names. In that ashrama there is a small room below the staircase. When I went there, the Swami told, hey, this is a room for the deer. Harinar Ghar. Harin means deer. So I said, where got deer in the ashram? At that time when ashram was started, there was a deer. And the deer used to sleep in this room. Think of that tradition last 70, 80 years. That small room is known as deer's room till today. Harinar Ghar. So, these concepts of the spiritual concepts are given in the scriptures. These are not our ideas. Whichever limits you, spiritual practice is to make that factor irrelevant in your life. Location, space, irrelevant. It doesn't matter wherever I am. Time, make it irrelevant. Doesn't matter what time it is. What you can do, which many Swamis, many devotees may do also, or already doing maybe. If you have to wake up in the night, say 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock for visiting washroom or whatever, don't immediately sleep. Just repeat 10 times. I'm not telling to sit and meditate for 1 hour. But take advantage of your waking up in between. Because you do not know Maybe you will die at 2 o'clock in the night. To be prepared, this is sloka, I am not remembering the whole sloka, that whatever you do, be prepared for that. If the last moment comes in your life, you should be able to remember God. Even so, it is said, your whole life will be futile if you cannot remember God at the last moment, and your next birth depends on the last thought. Logically, I don't agree, but it is there in the scriptures. And you cannot think about God last moment of your life if you are not habituated to think of God in a healthy body. And most of us will die when we are weak, we are ill, we are suffering, a lot of pain and all that. Again, these are all practical things, difficult, but it will give a lot of strength, as Maharaj told. The lady, completely depressed, then the Swami rejuvenated her and told, you are cutting your prarabdha, hey, get up. And she got up. This telling our mind to get always prepared. I sometimes make the speech a little funny, so to remember how much enthusiastic we are in when the things are worldly. Are we that much enthusiastic when the thing becomes spiritual? Do you ever felt, oh, now I am sitting for japa, so energetic? No. Somehow taking mala and repeating the mantra. No. No guru forced you to take initiation. You took initiation because you wanted to take initiation. So everything is voluntary. Spiritual life, there is nothing enforcement anywhere. So when you have decided to take, you have to be enthusiastic about it. I remember, these are all practical things. When I joined, we were also young boys. I was 20 plus. No habit of doing japa dhyana so much rigorously. When joined the order, waking up in the morning, Mangalarti quite early, 4:30. So wake up at 4 o'clock and go to temple and then sit for 1 hour meditation. Impossible. So what happens? You can't get up because our Mohanpad was very strict. Cannot get up before 5:30. Sit and meditate. So what happens to you? You fall asleep. This is very common, nothing to be ashamed about it. If you are not habituated and then you start rigorous spiritual practice, the mind will knock off, shut down. I don't want to do japa. Your mind will say, and mind will sleep. You have to find your own way, correct? You can't keep on sleeping. So I was thinking, what is that which keeps me awake even if I am tired, even if I am sleepy? There are some thoughts which should keep me awake. Find out. Whatever you read, write down somewhere. That will be your personal notebook which you will keep, and you will be, no, cannot sleep. There are many ideas about the time, many ideas about the spiritual practices and great people's life and all that. For me, something worked. Till today I am using it. Nothing to hide. It is all public. It is printed in our own book. There is a Prata Parabrahma Stotram by Shankaracharya. Prata Smarami Hridi Sanspuradhatma Tattvam. Repeat it once with meaning. It will not allow you to sleep. Why? The thought is such. I am not the psychophysical being. Beautiful. It takes 1 hour to explain that concept of Vedanta. Yet, Swapna Jagara Susuptyam Avaiti Nityam. That which always travels in this 3 states of waking, dream and deep sleep. Who travels? You travel. I was sleeping in the night, I was seeing dream, I am awakened now. Again I will sleep, again I will dream. Who does that? Who passes these 3 states continuously? I am that. Tad Brahma Nishkalamaham. Nacha Bhuta Sangha. Not the, what you call it, all the Panchabhutas are joined together, and in that I is reflecting all the time. When I first read this shloka, personally, it's such a great inspiration. Upanishad shlokas are plenty. I give a small example, then I close. All of us are sitting in Sarda Hall now, correct? All of us were in the temple 3 hours before. All of us were in our room, you in your house, your home, I in my room or wherever. There is no doubt about it, no confusion. I was in temple, I am in Sarda hall, then I will be outside in the premises. There is no philosophy here. There is no confusion or a doubt here. No, I don't think, no, we were all there. Just see this from a different perspective. Who is that? Who was in the temple? Who is in Sarada hall? And who will be in the car park? 3 different places, same person. Who is that person? You, correct? No doubt about it. Now meditate and think, who is me who was in deep sleep? It is the same me who was seeing a dream, and it is me who is hearing somebody speaking. Who is that? That is not your body, but it is you. And that you never sleeps. You are in deep sleep. You means you as a person, but one who is in deep sleep doesn't sleep. If you sleep, how you have a memory of deep sleep? And it is not a big story of a dream, could be many. You may have seen a mountain, or you have seen a river, or you see Kumbh Mela or whatever. In deep sleep there is no dream. There is no characters, there is no person. And in deep sleep, you are neither a man or a woman. You are neither in Singapore, India, America, anywhere. The place and time is eliminated in deep sleep. But still there is a memory. Universally, whichever country you belong to, whichever body you have, whichever race and religion you are, same experience of the deep sleep. Sukhamaham asvapsam. I slept so happily in deep sleep. Nakinchida vedisham. But I don't know anything. How 8 hours passed, I don't know. Same 2 sentences come out of the mouth of each and every living being who comes out of deep sleep. And that person in deep sleep is neither man or a woman, or rich or poor, or Singaporeans or Indian, nothing. All your adjectives are obliterated. But still you are there. Who is that? Who was in the deep sleep without connection of your mind and body and identifications? Again you came to dream state, where body is fast asleep, but mind is awake, who is thinking. Dreams are our own uncontrolled thinking. Then you are connected with the body, and then you do bodily things. You eat and come and sleep and sin and all that. Who is that? Now also you are the same. In dream also you are the same. In deep sleep also you are the same. Sister Nivedita writes to one of her friends this concept and says, as I understand, Sister Nivedita sometimes, out of her love and regard for Swamiji, used to call Swamiji Raja, Sister Nivedita. So she writes in that letter, probably Raja or the king, probably Swamiji wanted us to meditate on what we are in our deep sleep. She writes in a letter. So when this idea you remember, Yat swapna jagar sushuptim avaiti nityam tad brahmanishkalamaham nacha bhuta sangha, will not allow you to sleep. Could be any other idea for you. But we must have few ideas which will take out of the slumber, which will take out of the inertia, which will take out of all that is pulling you down. And then every day is precious, every moment is precious. Not that I am practicing, I have no right to give upadesha, but this is what are the concepts which we can use. Time, space can become immaterial, can become insignificant when it comes to spiritual life or your spiritual practices. There was a devotee of Sri Ramakrishna, a woman devotee of Sri Ramakrishna, Gopaler Ma. She is fast asleep, completely snoring. but japa going on in hand. How it is possible? For 30 years at the bank of Ganges, as a young widow, 30 years kept on doing japa. She achieved that state of mind. When Sri Ramakrishna told her, Mother, whatever is to be achieved, you have already achieved. Swami Vivekananda, great, came and told same thing to her. Mother, you have achieved everything what you need to achieve in spiritual life. Still she will do japa. And they say, Ma, you have achieved everything. Thakur says, Swamiji says, still you are doing japa. Yeah, when they say it must be so. Now I want to make it my own. And then she says very beautifully, which I started my talk. Whatever I have achieved, I do not know. But I am doing japa so that at the last moment of my life, I can remember Gopala. After achieving everything also, she says so. Holy Mother was doing japa in Udbodhan office. She is guru of so many. She is Holy Mother herself. The devotee came and asked, Mother, what makes you to do japa so much? Mother smiled and told, many come and take initiation but don't do japa. I do for them. This is another different category of people who worry for you. Swami Niranjananji used to say, Thakur was worried more about me than I was worried about myself. Hey, get up early. Why you are not meditating? What you are doing? There's a funny incident. Mother was staying in Naubat. Thakur used to wake up early in the morning and knocks the door of Naubat to Holy Mother and Lakshmi Dili. Stays there. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Already time is up. Mother used to say to Lakshmi Dili, keep quiet, don't respond. He doesn't have sleep. He doesn't want us also to sleep. Then no sound. What happened? Get up, get up, get up. And Sri Ramakrishna will pour water through the door. Small room, otherwise inundated with water. Mother used to say, see, he won't allow us to sleep. Incarnation doesn't allow you to sleep. He doesn't want us to be in slumber. He wants us to be awake. Thank you for joining and participating.